In Gaza, families are fleeing Gaza City after a night of intense Israeli bombardment, with strikes reported in key eastern neighborhoods and nearby Jabalia. The Israeli military says it's targeting Hamas tunnels and weapons, but local health officials report at least 34 deaths overnight, including 18 in Gaza City alone. Situation has worsened further as aid delivery has become lesser. Meanwhile, in Israel, nationwide protests have erupted today, demanding an end to the war and the release of hostages taken during Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack. Prime Minister Netanyahu has called Monday's deadly strike on Nasser hospital, which killed at least 20 people, including journalists, a tragic mishap. Protesters are calling it a war without a plan, as questions grow over how the conflict ends and who will govern Gaza once it's over. Now, for this discussion, we are joined by Ali Muhammad Abushbak. He's an independent Palestinian researcher, joins us live from Cairo. Thank you, Ali, for joining us again. Very good to have you. What do you think, what is left and for Netanyahu's government to achieve in Gaza still? And what strategic or political factors might be influencing Israel's hesitation to engage with the truce deal?
Thank you, Osama, for having me. It's worth mentioning that yesterday night it was one of the strong and heaviest night for the Palestinians from Gaza, especially from northern part of Gaza. The Israeli bombardment focused on Al-Saftawi neighborhood in north-south Gaza Strip, as well as in Al-Karama neighborhood in West North Gaza Strip, also in Al-Sabra neighborhood in the central of Gaza City, as well as in Al-Tufah neighborhood in the central also of Gaza City, as some of footage and picture showing that Israel used Al-Furqan school as a site, as a militant site for their tank and for their military. So that's make the situation more complex and exacerbated. Benjamin Netanyahu today, also the foreign minister of Egypt, he released a statement that the ball is in the Benjamin's Netanyahu court. That means he must be accepted the deal after Hamas accept the mediator Egypt and Qatar. Up to now, there is no response from the Israeli side about with regard this deal. So that's making the situation more exacerbated and more complex, and escalating the violence and escalating the human rights abuses against the civilians in Gaza. Israel deliberately targeting the tent of the civilians who displaced from Gaza City to to south part of Gaza, especially in Khan Yunis, Mawasi Khan Yunis. That area, it's frequently witness a daily at least 1 to 5 Israeli airstrike in that area for the Palestinian tent. So that's making the situation incredible and unbearable for the civilians in Gaza. With regard the question that what is Benjamin Netanyahu, he want to occupy the whole Gaza and departure the civilians from Gaza to other land, according to him, and starting the Rivera Gaza, according to many media reports. And it's a very clear for them, even not only Gaza, because of there is a settlement in West Bank that's putting more warning about what is happening on the ground, that it's a departure the civilians from their land, and they are committed a new Nakba, a second Nakba for the Palestinian in front of the international community on the live stream. And we have seen a series of murdering for the civilians and the unarmed civilians on live and on the screen. So that's make it Israel acting above the international community, above the international law, without any respect of the international conventions and without any respect for the international law and the human rights. Among of this atmosphere, the Palestinians who suffering from the starvation, who suffering from the displacement, who suffering continuously because of this war, their life, it's terrible and behind the imagination. I talked to several of civilians, they lost their hope, They are saying there is no meaning for the life. We are waiting just only for the time that will kill, the time that we will disappeared from this life. So among of this atmosphere, it's representing how much the people they are powerless among of this atmosphere that it's showing how much this war brutal against them. Israel yesterday also targeting Jabalia neighborhood and Jabalia city with a suicide report. This is a new technique Israel use it, and a new weapon that Israel use it to destroy a whole residential unit from the north part of Gaza and to assist them to displace the civilians, forcefully displace the civilians. Most of the area Israel targeting in North Gaza, it's still occupied by the civilians, and still civilians are taking as a shelter for them after they have nothing to stay where. So
Yes.
it's make it a more situation complex on the ground. Yesterday we have
Yes.
seen the crime that Israel killed on the live as journalists
Yes.
and a civil defense from Gaza. Uh, they were unarmed and they were completely innocent. They are trying to do their duty among of this world. So we have seen also the outrage, the widely global outrage against the
Yes.
Israelis' behavior and this crime. Yeah, Osama.
Yes, Ali, thank you very much for sharing the current situation